Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Audi Q7. This is the diesel, and yes, it has been on sale for a few years now, but it's still as sharp as ever. Just look at these lights. Now these are matrix LED lights. Headlamp watcher is over here. Really very powerful lights at night, and they're very intelligent lights as well. As you can see, there's a lot of open space over here. Basically this is an air intake for the intercooler, and at the front you get the beautiful bold Audi logo, a massive single frame grille, quattro written over here, front parking camera over here. It gets a 360-degree parking camera, and yes, the design is very nice. So towing hook is placed over here, has plenty of ground clearance, and obviously because of air suspension you can raise it. Now this car comes with 19-inch wheels. The alloys might look a bit plain, but still they're sharp enough. These are 5-spoke units, and this tire is 255/55/19. These are Pirelli tires, Scorpion, were they? Anyways, as you can see, yeah, it doesn't have the presence of the old model. It's kind of shrunken in all dimensions, and from the rear it looks more station wagon than SUV. The wheel arches aren't very flared either, and this is the rear tire, and of course it uses the same size as well, which happens to be 255/55/19. And you can see quattro written over here, bold side cladding as well. The tires are really wide on this vehicle, although the lights are what is the highlight. You can see these are really very sharp lights over here. 45 TDI quattro written over here. This is actually the fog lamp, and it's a trick in an Audi car. You know, if you open the boot over here, so right now I've opened the boot, so as you open the boot, automatically it will understand and it'll start using these lights as the brake lights. As you can see, the boot is big enough with the last row of seats down, and when you put the seats up, there's decent amount of space, much more than the previous model. However, it's only for children, not really for adults. And obviously if you want to open these seats up, you press this button and there it goes, but right now it will not be possible because they've actually placed the spare wheel over here. Yeah, the spare wheel has been placed over here, which is kind of a distraction. And as you can see, it is a space saver tire. The size is 195/65/20. It doesn't get an alloy either, but hey, this is not a place to put the spare tire, because of which it really isn't a 7-seater anymore. Actually it becomes a 6-seater, because I can put this seat up like this. Yeah, but I need to remove the parcel shelf as well. So this is a cool thing, you know, you can easily operate these seats using these buttons. Meanwhile, to make it easy to load in luggage, you press this button, and yes, the ride height falls a bit at the rear, so it's easier to load in. But yeah, I don't think that makes much of a difference as such, but yes, you can see it went all the way down. Let me actually be static. As you can see, there it is getting raised. Yep, that is so freaking cool. Anyways, twin exhausts over here. These are functional, not dummy units, and the boot is really big, but this hinders. Over here you've got the seat belt, and although it's a makeshift 7-seater, honestly with this tire I think it's more of a 6-seater, although you can throw out the tire and use 7 seats as well. Press this button to close the boot. There it goes. Audi logo over there, rear camera over there. Beautiful looking car, very sharp, and like really very sharp. Meanwhile, on the top we get these roof rails along with a shark fin antenna over there. Let's open the rear door. Opens really wide, and there's an ashtray placed over here on both of the rear doors. Meanwhile, there's a sun blind over here as well, which is manually used, and there you go, manually adjustable sun blind. It gets a Bose sound system, good amount of space on the door pockets as well. The rear seats have good amount of space as well. Now obviously in order to go to the last row, all you need to do is press this button, and you can tumble this seat as well. There it comes off, and you can actually sit in this row as well. However, there's not much space as such, so it's best to put this seat back up. Press this button, and here you go. Obviously you can recline the angle of the seat as well, and you can move it forward or behind to increase or decrease the legroom in the last row. Meanwhile, since the last row is not of much use, I rather put it all the way behind. As you can see, there's good amount of legroom and knee room. Under thigh support is better than average, could have been better. This seat is a bit hard because of the center armrest over here, and to open it you press this button, and it's does feel a bit heavy to operate. The twin cup holders over here as well, and as you can see, there's a massive transmission tunnel too, so 2 people in the rear are more comfortable than having 3 people over here. Scooped out seat bag, magazine holder as well. These are AC controls. It gets a 4-zone climate control system. All I need to do is press this button, and yeah, here we go. So you can see this is so beautifully done. Inside the knob you can see the temperature as well, and there it is turned off. Over here again you get 2 12-volt charging sockets, and let me close this one right away. So yes, heavily focused around smokers. On the B pillar we get AC vents, in the center we get AC vents, and of course the air conditioning works really well. Touch operated lights, and over here we get a handle along with a hook as well. So yes, the cabin feels nice and premium. There's good amount of headroom on offer, and obviously it gets a nice big massive panoramic roof too. So in terms of rear seat comfort, the Q7 is fantastic. In fact, look at the finishing on the door. This nice velvet touch certainly impresses. In fact, the metal finishing along with the wood and of course beige and high quality plastic makes it such a premium cabin. But it is a long walk all the way around this car because it is a very long car. And here you go, massive door pockets here as well. Meanwhile, this is to open the boot of the vehicle. Now let's press this, yep, and open the hood of the car. Underneath this hood lies a diesel motor, and obviously it gets hydraulic struts once I find out how to open it. Here we go. So V60 Di, beautifully packaged engine, obviously high quality, and over here obviously you get noise insulation as well. So a massive engine bay which can also accommodate V8 power plants. And as you can see, even the design of the mirror, it is so sharp and cutting edge. I really like it. See the front seats, really very comfortable, and obviously they can be adjusted in multiple ways as well, including for lumbar. Good amount of space on the foot area as well, along with a dead pedal. And I mean, there's little to fault with the cabin in terms of quality, fit, finish. It's just supreme. Over here are the controls for the headlight as well as the fog lights, and this is actually to adjust the headlight level. Meanwhile, this is to turn on and off the air conditioning vents. And you actually don't have to take much of an effort to get inside the cabin because it is not too high. Obviously it can be raised. There are 6 driving modes on offer, as you can see: lift, off-road, all-road, comfort, auto, dynamic and individual. Over here is the start engine stop button, and everything feels so premium. In fact, the glove box is also decent size. Over here you get a really very massive manual, because this car has so many features. The owner's manual itself is, I think, 430 pages big, and comes in a very premium sort of a package. I love this bag actually. And where there's space actually to keep stuff, because there are hooks over here which are properly positioned. That's also a very nice touch. Quarter rating over here in case you're going off-roading and you don't remember if it has all-wheel drive or not. Over here again we get an ashtray along with a 12-volt charging socket, or you can call it a cigarette lighter. Twin cup holders over here, and over here there's a lot of space as well. This is basically to keep your key over here. Meanwhile, let me remove my phone. As you can see, underneath over here you get 2 USB ports along with an aux port, along with a wireless charging cradle. So yeah, it is starting to charge right now. And the best thing is, if I leave this inside, and let's do one thing, let me turn off the car. I turned off the car, I opened the door, and it tells me your phone is still in the vehicle. That is so smart. It knows my phone is in the vehicle, but I won't leave the phone and go. Okay, this goes down, and you know, press this button and it comes out again. It is a very funky thing if you want to do boomerang on Instagram. That really works. Anyways, my phone has a BMW cover or case. Well, that's not really apt in an Audi car. Anyways, let's turn on the vehicle, and there it comes to life. As you can see, this infotainment screen is just 7-inch, which is not big for a car of this size. But what is really big are the AC vents. There are these continuous AC vent treatment. The quality of the dashboard looks really very nice and premium. It feels so rich. The texture, the finishing, the materials used, everything feels so premium. The wood, the metallic finishes, even including this beautiful treatment over here on the AC controls. It is so freaking premium. It looks amazing. Absolutely love the way Audi has made the car in terms of quality. Is absolutely sensational. It gets a 4-zone climate control system. These are actually the controls for the air conditioning, and for the audio system, well, this is for the volume, and this is to browse through that MMI screen. Meanwhile, it also gets a touchpad over here, and you can give commands by doing handwriting recognition. However, the person on the driver's seat should be a left-hander, but I'm a right-hander, so I need to, like, you know, drive like this and scribble like that. Well, that's not really the way it's done. Anyways, it gets auto hold, electronic parking brake, and this is the gear lever. Beautifully done. Feels really nice and premium as well. Meanwhile, this is to get into various modes: radio, media, navigation and telephone. And over here you get the drive select button. Over here, this is the traction control button, hazard light button. This is for self park. This is for park assist. It gets a front and rear parking camera along with 360-degree parking camera. This is for downhill assist, and this is to turn off the screen or turn it back on. It gets an auto dimming inside rear view mirror. Plenty of lights over here. In fact, the roof is massive. Press a button and the sun blind will open. Now obviously the whole roof doesn't open. If I want to open the roof, I press this button and there opens the roof. It gives it a very airy feeling. In fact, headroom is so much in this car. There is plenty of headroom. Need to pull this once again to open the roof further, and that is one massive sunroof. So let's close this for the moment. The seats are extremely comfortable and they offer good amount of support as well. In fact, the driver's seat gets memory function as well, and you can save two people's settings over here. So this is the memory function. The steering wheel too gets electric adjust both for rake as well as reach, and it works beautifully well. In fact, the steering also gets this beautiful piano black finishing, which looks really very nice. And this is actually the lever for the cruise control. This is actually the lever for the wipers, and this is the lever for the indicators. Meanwhile, the horn is really nice. These are actually the controls for the telephone as well as the navigation and the volume. This is actually the control for this beautiful virtual cockpit. I can get into the song like this, I can get into the phone, I can get into the maps, I can get into full view of the maps. Looks really very beautiful. I mean, wow, the best instrument cluster ever. It is so rich. In fact, it's telling me how much consumption is happening right now. I can actually do everything in this screen itself. I don't even need to look at that screen. However, they have given that screen so that co-passengers can operate it. As you can see, the map is really very rich. Over here we get a clock, over here we get the outside temperature, and this is actually the speedometer. This is the tachometer. Right now it's in all road.